Hi guys! Welcome ulit sa aking channel. Good day, Piyogat Tersangan. Assalamualaikum and magandang araw sa lahat. Thank you nga pala sa aking sa mga nag-sub sa akin at saka sa walang kwentang pagbabasa. Salamat sa panunood. Ay, hindi pala. Pakikinig pala. So, pakinggan na lang. Guys, tuloy ko po ang Claiming Her Back Chapter 23. Chapter 23. I was awakened when I felt soft hands touching my face. I opened my eyes and found my baby hovering above me with an agitated face. He was not crying, but his face looked distraught. I got up and cradled him closer. Honey, what happened? Are you hungry? It was the first time he was acting weird. He never gave me this kind of face, even when he was hungry. Then, in a sudden, I heard a loud clinking of the utensil somewhere outside. I got alarmed. I looked at the clock and it was already 15 past midnight. Who could that be? I hugged my baby securely and slowly got off from the bed. I stayed calm and very careful with my movement, not wanting to make any sounds. My baby seems to understand what was happening outside and he was not making any sounds as well. I leaned my ear closer to the door. I heard a muffled conversations and laughs of 1, 2, 3 men. Wait, a woman and a baby were living here alone. Maybe we could have some fun before we left, the other man said while laughing heavily. Why not? The other voice giggled. I hurriedly checked the latches of the door. I searched for any sharp object I may use to fight them in case they would get in, but I could not find one. Panic was slowly eating me. They might break the door in any second. I cuddled my baby closer to my chest. Please keep my baby safe. Just my baby. I quickly dialed the most recent number on the call logs. I didn't check the name and just pressed the call button directly. Just after the second ring, somebody answered. Hello, Livy. Are you okay? Help me, please. I could not make my words. All I felt was fear. I still kept my voice down, not wanting to alert the man outside. Olivia, baby, calm down. Tell me. Men outside, please save my baby. This time, I broke down to silent sobs while securely wrapping my baby with my arms. The line became silent. I checked the phone. The call time was still running. I saw David's name on the screen. David. I was breathing and sobbing heavily at the same time. Baby, I'm coming. The police are on their way now. I could hear his panting on the other line like he was in a chase. Baby, listen to me. Make sure the doors are locked. Yes. Do you see any pointed objects around? No. The doorknob was twitching. They were trying to break it. David, they are coming. They are breaking the door. I almost yelled, and all I could hear was David cussing on the other line. It felt like my internal organs were separating from my body. I suddenly heard the siren outside and the breaking of the door being forcefully opened. I sat on the bedside while still hugging my baby to me. I jumped in my seat when I heard the banging of the bedroom door again. No, they might hurt my baby. My phone was continuously ringing and I saw David's name on the screen. Hello, baby, I'm outside the door. Can you open it, please? I could hear his hard breathing. Are you sure you're outside? I am. I have the police here. Can you open the door, please? He pleaded calmly. I slowly walked to the door. I removed the latches and hesitantly turned the knob. David was standing with hands spread on each side of the doorframe. He looked so shaken. I ran to him, but at the same time he rushed to me and pulled me into his arms. I started crying. I'm so scared. He was hushing me and kept kissing my head to calm me down. Our baby was sandwiched between us and he wiggled, causing us to break. David wiped my tears and he took our baby to his arms. He held me by my waist and let me sit on the couch. The police were able to knock down the thieves on time and they asked me few questions before they left. David insisted on filing charges against them. My nerves were still tense. David was cradling me and my baby on the couch. He kept kissing my face, but I had no energy to protest. It was already 4 a.m. when my baby finally dozed off in the arms of his father. Let's go back to the bedroom, he said sweetly. He let me lay on the bed and he started turning away. I gripped his arm to stop him. I will check the doors. I'll be back, he said and kissed my lips. He left the bedroom door open so I could see him from the inside. When he returned, he sat on the bedside. Go back to sleep. I will stay here. I'll watch you. He and closed our palms together. Thank you, I uttered before closing my eyes. The next morning, I found David and my baby nowhere in sight. I started to panic and stood on my toes. What if those men got my baby? It felt like a dream. No, a nightmare. I ran outside the bedroom and all eyes were looking at me with surprise. I was probably looking silly with my messy hair, oversized shirt, big pajamas, and anxious face. Katie and Franz ran to me and hugged me tightly. David must have told them already what happened. I don't know what to do if something bad happened to you. I will never let them escape the prison, Franz said spitefully, but I could draw his worried face. My younger brother always cared for me like he was the eldest. I'm fine now. I kissed his and Katie's cheek. I saw David standing behind us smiling while carrying my baby who was happily bouncing up and down. David, thank you for coming on time. Thank you for saving them. It's my responsibility to protect them, Franz. David replied proudly. Franz looked confused. Let's have breakfast, I interrupted immediately. We were eating and chatting at the same time. I was observing Franz and Katie, and I could really feel that romantic tension between them. I mentally reminded myself to talk to Katie later. This best friend of mine is no longer sharing things to me. Ganun din ang friends nyo. Franz was very attentive to her during breakfast. He kept on filling in her plate until Katie annoyingly complained of getting fully heavy already. Franz was always teasing her that she was getting thinner every day so she had eat more. I could clearly see the adoration in my brother's eyes. I smiled secretly. Franz drove Katie to work. Before he left, he promised to sleep in the house with us later that night. I was still feeling uneasy. My mood body was burning up every minute and I had been sneezing a lot. I requested David to keep my baby safe away from me for a while. I didn't want him to get infected by my virus. What time are you leaving? I asked David. He gave me a confused look. You can leave anytime you want. Thank you for coming over, I said softly. I want to stay. I want to take care of you and our son, please. I nodded and signed, unable to utter any response. Come on, baby, let's take a bath. He picked up his son, who was squealing in happiness. I'll bath him. No worries, baby, I got it. Just sit there, relax, and watch cartoons. He winked at me. Did he still remember it? Me and my love to cartoons? I used to watch cartoons well even more now, especially that my baby was also fond of those funny, colorful objects on the TV screen. When we were living together before the divorce, he just wanted me to stay in his penthouse if I got bored of reading books or cleaning the house. I always opted to watching cartoons and it relieved me so much. Can you manage bathing him? Of course I can, he happily answered. I read many books about babies, so I think I will do good in this. Seriously? Since when? I wanted to laugh, thinking that the fierce David Millard was sitting in a corner reading baby books. As you wish. I had to help him undress our baby. My little monkey could not stop squealing and bumping in all ways, and his father had a hard time keeping him still. I was laughing even more when my baby drooled and cackled so much when I tickled him. There you go. Thank you, Mommy. David spoke like a baby, making me chuckle. He carried my baby to the bathroom while singing a song that he probably made up. I was certain I had not heard that nursery song ever. While I was sitting on the couch in the living room, all I could hear were the laugh and the giggles coming from the bathroom. I got up to check on them. It had been 30 minutes already since they got inside. I found the two inside the tub with bubbles surrounding them. They were both completely undressed. Their giggles stopped when I pushed the door wide open. They both grinned up at me. I sighed and smiled. Time to get up. I chuckled upon looking at my baby, who was enjoyingly swarming to the bubbles. I took a towel and wrapped it around my son's tiny body. When David got up from the tub, my eyes grew wider upon seeing him totally naked with only bubbles all over his sculpted body. His mighty friend was standing proudly, and he gave me seductive look. I felt myself blush, so I quickly got out and went to the bedroom to dress my baby up. David later followed with only a white towel wrapped around his lower body. His V-line was perfectly shaped, and I so wanted to trace it with my fingers. Sobra, no? I was about to apply lotion to my baby's body when David asked if he could do it instead. I was sitting at one side of the bed watching them with a smile on my face. He looked great already in doing these things. My baby was chuckling so much when his father tickled him. He squealed and called to get away from the tickles. I noticed that David's towel was starting to loosen up when he leaped to catch my baby. I moved forward to fix his towel, but what happened next really embarrassed me. Before I knew it, the towel was already falling down and my face was precisely in front of his protruding cock. My lips almost touched it. When I looked up, I met David's shocking gaze and he smiled heavily. You didn't tell me you want it, baby. His dark tone sent shiver down my spine. I bit my lip and I could feel my face heating up. I quickly moved away, but he pinned me down with my hands above me. He bit his lower lip like a maniac, and it was seriously getting me so hot and wet down there. This is not good. I have to get away. My baby was crawling towards us, so he released my arms and lifted my baby up. I blushed and I knew it. I have one class today. Can you watch him for a while? I shall be back after 2 hours. Sure, no problem, baby. He seductively smiled at me. My class has just ended and I was about to leave the desk when I heard giggles from the inside of the office. I looked up and saw my colleague's Victoria clinging to the arms of the man beside her. She surely looked like lost and found puppy. They were chatting and laughing, and all the eyes were looking at them. I rolled my eyes and I could feel my body burning. I quickly gathered my things and stamped out of the office. He must had followed me already because I heard my name being called from afar, but I just ignored it. Luckily, there was a cab parked already, so I quickly got in and hurried the driver. I glanced at the side mirror and saw David running after the cab, calling my name. I pressed my phone to call Franz. Franz, is my baby with you? Yes, Livy. I'm in the apartment. Why? Can we have a sleepover at your place? Of course, but why a sudden? I knew Fran's condo was the last place David could gain access to. I do not want to see him right now, Franz. I wanted to say it. I just miss your place. I knew he knew that was not exactly the reason. Okay, would you like me to pack the bags? I had no time. David must had been driving already to the house. Yes, please. See you. Guys, hanggang dun muna. Tuloy ko lang po. Then, guys, thank you pala sa pag-sub. And please subscribe po kayo ulit. Then, like, share, comments, and ilink ko na lang po yung Facebook ko po para po dun sa mga nagme-message po sa akin at gusto rin po mag-message sa akin sa Facebook. Thank you po at sisimulan ko po yung bagong novel na binigay ninyo sa akin and thank you talaga sa inyong pakikinig kahit hindi nyo natingnan kasi muka ko lang naman po ang nandito sa screen and baka may rest day ako so makikita nyo baka kasi akala nyo ito na lang din yung ginagawa ko thank you ulit and bye.